guys, welcome back to another ranking video, and today we are ranking all the top movies of April 2024. Yes, I watched an incredible 14 movies this month, and again, continuing my trend of just watching more and more movies throughout the entire month. I think last year I was ranging around 5 or 6 a month, and now I'm on like 14. I did 15, I think, last month. So yeah, we're up there. We're doing well with them, and we're going to continue it off. We're going to start, though, with probably the worst film of the year, definitely the worst film of the year so far, and probably the worst film of the year come the end of the year, and that is in number 14, that is Woody Woodpecker Goes to Camp. Enough said. Half a star. I think it's awful, doesn't do anything well. It's very bland, dull, boring, and uninspiring, to be honest with you. And yeah, enough said. I'm moving on. Number 13, we're moving up the list, and this is slightly better in a 1.5 star, and this is Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scargiver. This is the sequel to Zack Snyder's new Rebel Moon world, which no one's very much asked for, and none of the two films very much have done the best part of amazing work. But we're going to have 6. We've got 4 more to come, so, you know. But I gave it 1.5 star. I felt like it did some things really good, and then some things were just really, really bad. So, yeah, 1.5 star. I thought it was worse than the first one. I think the first one was a bit better. This one, as I say, just lost a lot of the meaning of what it was, and it felt like a Netflix film, you know. Just, I don't know, they're just not landing, you know. And I even filmed some merch when I went on Blu-ray Hunts. Like, I mean, like, who's asking for this Rebel Moon franchise merch? Like, anyway, number 12. Then let's go up the list again. Another 1.5 star, and this is The Book of Clarence. This is again a massive miss for me. I really was looking forward to this film, but it just did not sit with me at all. Directed by James Samuel, and it is starring Lakeith Stanfield, and he is playing Clarence stroke Thomas, like twin brothers, I guess. And yeah, it's a religious movie. It didn't land with me. I think it was very much the plot. I think some of the comments in the video were saying that, you know, I think there was one comment like, typical white man doesn't understand, like, honestly, it was bad comments, like, some of them. But yeah, 1.5 star. It didn't land with me personally. I was really hoping it would, but it just didn't. And maybe it's because I'm not religious and all of that. Didn't understand what the purpose of it was. So 1.5 star. Up now into number 11, and we got another 1.5 star, and this is probably the biggest miss of the year so far. I really wanted this to be really good, and this is ISS, the International Space Station movie. And yeah, this is the movie starring Ariana DeBose, and they're basically aboard the ISS, and there's a war breaking out on Earth where Russia's attacking America, and on the ISS is Russian and American astronauts and scientists and stuff. And basically, they are told to take the ISS, so kill their friends. Yeah, you think it's going to be something like Alien and all that, and like chasing through the station and all that. It's nothing like that at all. It's very much like an Among Us thing, and it just was a bit dull, a bit boring, and it just missed. My review for that was up yesterday, so if you're interested, go and watch. In at number 10 there now, and we have The Greatest Hits. This is a Disney Plus movie, and this was decent, to be honest, in terms of a drama, comedy, you know, a bit of a love story, rom-com kind of thing. And yeah, I think performance-wise, it was a really good movie. 2 star, I gave it. I just think some of the beginning 40 minutes or first half of the movie, I thought was really good. It was excellently done, really set up really well. And then it just flipped, and it just lost everything. But I think basically the whole premise of the film was this girl was going through the greatest hits of her life, and, you know, it was like certain songs reminding her of her like ex-boyfriend who had died or whatever, and she was like getting transported back to that time based on certain songs. So she'd be out in public, and then a song would take her back. So it was an interesting concept, but then they just totally went down a time travel route, which I just didn't agree with. So number 9 then now, and this was a very much indie film in the UK, very hard to get in the cinemas, and I actually went to see this in a View cinema. This is Bleeding Love, starring Ewan McGregor as well as Clara McGregor, his daughter, and they're actually playing father and daughter, and they're going on this journey to Clara's struggling with life and stuff, and she has an overdose. So Ewan, her father, is, you know, looking after her, and they're on a road trip. That's the best part about it. It's a road trip movie. I think the performance-wise, the 2.5 stars for me was their performance as actual father and daughter very much came across in the film, but that's it. So, yeah. Number 8 then now, and this is one of the biggest releases of the year so far in the UK, and this is Back to Black. This is the Amy Winehouse movie. It's probably one of the busiest, if not the busiest movie I've watched in the cinema, because, yeah, there was a lot. I went to see it twice as well, because my family wanted to go, so I saw it, and then a couple of days later I went with my family. So even watching it twice, I agree, 2.5 stars where I land. This is one of the worst music biopic movies I've ever seen, to be honest. But I think where this really shines is the performance of the actress who is playing the role of Amy Winehouse, and that is Marissa Abela. And I think Marissa plays the role really well, and I really think she needs to be on the map in that sense. Where it's let down is the film itself, the budget. You know, she's in New York. Some bits of it look like she's actually in New York on a location. Some bits look like she's in a terrible, soundstage. So the budget needs more. It needs more, and 2.5 star, as I say, just needed that bit more. I did watch it though second time with subtitles, and I preferred that because you could actually read the words in the song. So it was like telling the story. Obviously, if you know the songs, it's different. But if you don't know the songs, then I got more out of it the second time. But still at a 2.5 star. Up now into the 3 stars, and this is the worst 3-star movie of the month, in number 7. This is Abigail. This is basically the girl that played Matilda is Abigail, and she is like a demon, and she wants to kill everyone, and there's a big twist at the end. And yeah, it's starring Giancarlo Esposito, Dan Stevens, Melissa Barrera. Who else is in there? There's a few others in there. Kevin Durand, there's a few others, but basically it's like a horror thriller type of thing, and they're basically trapped in this house trying to evade Abigail, and it's a ride. It's good, decent. There's a lot of blood, a lot of guts, and a lot of explosion, bomb bodies, but it's decent. So, and then my best 3-star movie of the month is a similar kind of film in terms of action and stuff, and this is Monkey Man. Dev Patel directed, Dev Patel starring. Very, very good directional debut from him, as well as obviously starring in the main role. Did give the John Wick feels, but doesn't hit the John Wick heights in my opinion. A lot of the choreography, I said, was very similar, and it looked very choreographed. It didn't look very natural, if that makes sense. But I enjoyed the aspect of, visiting. I think it was set in India, and it was all like really good costumes, set pieces, like the look of the film. Some of the style that he chose was just fab. So yeah, Monkey Man, 3-star, best of the month in my opinion. Top 5 then now, and again another 3.5 star this time. So we're jumping up a little bit in score, and this is Genie du Barry. Now this is probably a film many people haven't heard of. I've done a review and it's got over 300 views, I believe, at this point. This is actually starring Johnny Depp, who is playing King Louis, and it is directed by Mai Wen and also starring Mai Wen, who is playing Genie du Barry. Now this is a French movie, and it is all in French, of course, and you do have subtitles for the entirety of the film. Johnny Depp is speaking French all the way through it. I gave it a 3.5 star, and I think basically on second watch I probably would give him more. But I think just right now, that's what I landed on after watching it once in the cinema. It was a bit long. Time-wise, it's difficult to watch. But at the same time, it's got a very detailed story. And that much so that I was so invested in her story, like I was with the whole Cabrini movie that I watched last month, I believe, that I just had to, that I just really want to watch this again, to be honest, at some point. Very engrossed in it. Johnny Depp did fantastic. 3.5 star. The costumes, of course, were amazing for this period film, and yeah. Number 4 then, and the best 3.5 star is Civil War. This is the Alex Garland movie. Yeah, I was quite critical about this in my review. I liked the whole film of everything. Everything was good in terms of everything. Effects, performancing, everything, all of it. Music, loved it. But I just didn't like the plot. The plot was missing, There was something missing in terms of we didn't know what was going on. And maybe that is an intentional thing for the director to not tell us too much, and you kind of make it up for yourself. But I like to know context, That's just me as a person. It's me and my job. I can't do my job if I don't know context. So it's just part of me as a human being. I need to know. So that's really let down for me, because I think the experience watching it, you were taken out of the moment because you're not actually computing what's going on, because you wanted to have more information. So that's my only criticism there. But Civil War, amazing, great. Can't wait to watch it at home and own it as well. So number 3 then now, and a 4-star movie, and this is Scoop. This is the news scoop for Newsnight in the UK, where they actually interviewed Prince Andrew about his allegations with Jeffrey Epstein and all that. Really good performance from this film. This is a Netflix movie, which one of the best streaming movies of the year so far. I thought this would flop, to be honest. I didn't, you think these films are going to be hyped up too much and that, but I loved it. I thought it was brilliant. Performances were fantastic. The person who was playing Prince Andrew, which is Rufus Sewell, he was brilliant in this film. I thought he looked looked like him. He played it well. I've watched the interview back now, and it's uncanny. It's honestly so good. Gillian Anderson is playing Emily Maitlis, the host, and Gillian Anderson is just a goat. Like, she's just amazing. She's one of the best British actresses ever, in my opinion. I think she's brilliant. So 4-star, Scoop, number 3. So the top 2 then now, and we have 2 left to decide. And in at number 2 is a 4-star movie, and this is Boy Kills World. This is was a very surprising film. I didn't expect to score this that high, to be honest. Bill Skarsgård playing Boy, and he is basically, led to believe that he needs to go and kill what's her name, like the Vanda Kay. I think her name is Mel Vanda Kay, or basically like the leader of this thing. It's very Hunger Gamesy. And he's just got this thing in his head, I need to kill her. There's an amazing story development opportunity in this. There's different elements happening. He flashes back, he sees his sister there, and you make out the story as you go. And it's a very surprising film in that aspect. I enjoyed it. For someone who doesn't like blood and guts and gore and all that, honestly, I really thought it was done amazingly well. The 2 sidekicks, Benny and Basho, I thought they were brill. Basho especially, Andrew Koji, and he's playing him. I thought he was brill. Trying to track down Hilda van der Kooi and then getting some more, from it. And the fact that Bill Skarsgård doesn't even say a word in this movie because he's playing like a deaf person. So he's using his facial expressions to, portray the role. I thought it was good. I thought it was brilliant. So Boy Kills World, 4-star. And then in at number 1 is I think one of the first movies I watched of the month, if not the first. This is Challengers. I gave it a 4.5 star, of course, starring Zendaya in the title role. I loved this film. Oh my God. Josh O'Connor, Mike Feist. The music in this film is absolutely electric. Luca Guadagnino directed it. I thought, oh my God, it was just done very well. Zendaya, for me, gave the performance of her career so far. I think she did. I think she just took over everything. Best performance ever. When you look at Zendaya and things like Spider-Man, you really think she is underutilized. Like, she is playing a terrible role in Spider-Man when you compare it to what she can do in things like Challengers, in things like Dune, especially Part 2, of course. She has the talent, but she needs those opportunities. And playing Tashi Donaldson in the Challengers movie is that opportunity. An amazing, brilliant film, 4.5 star. Just missed a little bit for me in terms of the sporty element. It's difficult to actually watch and stuff. But if you're not into your sport films, you're not gonna like it. But I'm lucky, I do enjoy it. But rating it overall 4.5 stars is a good score for me. And my best movie of the month there, Challengers. So there it is, guys. There's a quick roundup of all the movies I have watched in April of this year. If you want to go back and watch any of those, I've obviously done reviews individually for all of them, so of course they are there on the channel. But thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.